what is up? So, what is the one thing that threatens preparedness? Is it the government? I'm not saying that it's not, but that's not what we're talking about. Is it infestation? I'm not saying that it's not, but again, that's not what we're talking about. Speaking of that, right down here is a little furry thing that I have to deal with later. But it happens. So, what is it? Procrastination. It's easy to just say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do that later. We all do it. I'm guilty of it, and I'm sure all of you are too. I don't feel like it today. I'm tired. It was a long week at work. It was a long day at work. It was a long day doing XYZ. It's cold outside. It's hot outside. It's raining outside. Whatever. I don't feel like doing those dishes right now. I don't feel like going through the canned goods. Sinus season. I know I've been saying that for a while, but sinus season's not over yet. Yeah, you know, we all do it. And that's the problem. I catch myself doing it. Caught myself doing it this week, actually. We got to stop that. And see, here's the problem. Oh, look, I'm running low on whatever. I should probably go pick some more up. I should probably go through what I have and see what I have. See what I've used. Rotate the stock. But it's been a long day. Really comfortable sitting here watching this show. I believe the events surrounding the Big C kind of prove the point that going and grabbing it tomorrow, going and doing it tomorrow, may not be an option tomorrow. If something happens and it happens right then, or it happens in the next 5 minutes, or it happens in the next 2 hours, you may not have the option to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow may turn into next month. Next month may turn into next year. Next year may turn into the year after that, if you're following where I'm going here. So do it today. I'm guilty. Like I said, I do these videos partially to hold myself accountable. It's not to point fingers or say, hey, you're doing it wrong. You know, I've said it many times, and I'm going to say it again. All of this is very personal. I can't tell you what your supply should look like because I'm not you. Neither is anyone else. It's just basically, here is what I do. Here is what I carry. Here is what I, keep in my supplies as a jumping off point for you. I keep things in my first aid that in my current day in and day out life, I don't need. I don't have any use for it at all. That may change. I may come across someone who does need it and doesn't have it. See, there's a fine line when it comes to preparedness and preppers. There's a fine line. You have just as much opportunity to get you and yours prepared as I do. Maybe you have more money than me. Maybe I have more money than you. It doesn't always come down to money. Sometimes it just comes down to organization and so on and so forth. Sometimes I'm blessed with supplies, have been heavily recently. Thank you to God. stuff that I was looking at picking up and hadn't pulled the trigger on, stuff like that. And then within days, weeks, I have it. That happens. You just have to be looking for it. If you have an opportunity to grab something, do so. Back to the I have stuff that I may not need, but someone else might. Could be you. You know, it's great if you can go survive completely by yourself, be self-sustainable and all that good stuff. However, it's not likely, nor is it optimum. A lot of other channels talk about tribe and mutual assistant groups, stuff like that, assistance. Anyway, it's early. All that's true. If something was to go down, it's not going to be you. Your neighborhood's not going to empty out. Maybe you have something that can benefit someone else and help save their life. Maybe you have something that can benefit someone else and help get them through it. And then the flip side of that is they may have something that can benefit and help you. See, we're all going to be in this together, no matter how big or small the scenario is. We're in this together. And procrastination, becoming complacent in our day-to-day lives, can ultimately lead to all of us being caught off guard. See events of a couple of years ago. Those of us that went through that, because some people were way too young to really grasp what happened. It was an eye-opener for me. I took it as that. I took it as a lesson, because if we're not learning and we're not gaining more for our future from a scenario, then what was it all for? Learn from it. I figured out really quick where my holes were in my prepping, and it's still happening. It's just not as in your face as it was a couple of years ago. Now it's more of a slow burn, if you will. Procrastination will pour gasoline on that slow burn. And that slow burn will turn into a full-blown napalm event that engulfs your entire situation if you let it. Are you going to have everything that you could ever need? Likely not. It's very hard to have the foresight to know exactly what you're going to need. But you should have some idea of what you could need. So don't put it off till tomorrow. You know, if you have to put it off till payday, hey, we all understand that. And I'm not saying go spend any money. A lot of the stuff that I need to get done, it's not going to cost me any money. It's just going to cost me my time, my effort, my desire to get my lazy bum off the couch and actually just go do it. That's where you need to spend some effort. Go through your stuff, use your stuff. Make sure all of the family knows where that stuff is and what it's for and all of that. I ran a little test on my children this last week. Had them each come into the bedroom one at a time and told them to go get me the first aid kit. First I asked them, do you know where it is? Do you know where the first aid bag is? Yeah. Go get it. They did, because they know what it is and where it is. What it is and where it is. Through the magic of editing, maybe I'll fix that, I don't know. Again, it's early. Told them, go get it, bring it to me. Explain to them the importance of not using it as a toy, not using it for, I skinned my knee. I put them together their own little thing for that. This is your little box of bandages and whatnot. This is for bigger stuff. Showed them both how to apply head wound dressing and tried to instill in them how much pressure and not to go too much pressure and so on and so forth. Gave them a quick, this is a tourniquet. Also gave them a very quick overview of CPR and the whens and the whys and the when nots. Now we're looking at trying to find somebody that will come to our home and do a CPR course for all of us. Stuff is a perishable skill. Most everything is, if you're not doing it. Out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Now, granted, a lot of this stuff could come running back in the event of an emergency, but it's been a while since I took CPR. It's been a while since my wife has taken CPR, and neither one of my kids have taken CPR, and they've changed a few things. So again, procrastination. We need to get this done. I'll look for a CPR class tomorrow. Well, it's tomorrow. Thank God nothing happened in between. As I was sitting there procrastinating, it hit me that procrastination is the killer of preparedness. It is the thing that can really stand between you being prepared and not being prepared. That has nothing to do with anybody else. It's the one thing that you are in control of. You are in control of whether or not you're going to do it. If you don't feel that you have time, make time. If you don't feel that you have the money, figure it out. I've returned a couple of items over the past couple of days, partially because they were defective in one way, shape, or another, but also because could I have made those defective things work? Yeah, I probably could have. Or I could apply that money that I had already spent, that's already gone. It's already out of my head. That money is gone. It's back, but it's still gone. Does that make sense? I could apply it to stuff that actually does work and can be utilized and be useful. So yeah, that's what was rolling around in my noggin. Procrastination. Don't let it get you. Till next time, take care.